What's up? What's the word?
What we want to do? Want to do Ye dropped a new track, Vultures.
Shout out to Kanye West bringing it back home to Chicago, man.
Jay, did you
I have not heard it yet.
I like Bumpla intro, that was cool, and I really like Ty Dolla Sign verse. Dirk was cool. I feel like Dirk just be talking about the same thing.
the, yeah, it was smooth. It's smooth. I think the dopest part to me about it is that how Kanye gave the exclusive release to like Chicago blogs and outlets. Like he gave it like Ferris was the first only radio. Like Ferris and Power 92 was the only people who had it for a few days. He let Andrew Barber premiere it on you know what I'm saying, on Twitter. So I feel like that was dope.
We need to get Andrew on here one day.
And happy belated birthday to Drew too. It was actually Drew's birthday, like when it happened too.
Oh damn, that's
Yeah,
okay.
happy birthday. But yeah, I think that was dope. I think that was the biggest moment because that moment, like, it was all over the world, and all you seen was just like Chicago hip hop
Chicago,
music
yeah.
everywhere. And I think that also kind of sparked the conversation. I seen somebody say like, "Yo, why don't artists do this more?"
Do what more? Just only drop
Like
on
give
radio?
exclusives to their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Some artists do that.
Some artists do that. I think too.
It's
It
just don't be
depends
about
on your
Chicago.
label. Your label has a lot of control over who has it, and where you from. You don't think where you from plays a part in that?
Yeah, I want to speak more so locally. I would love for more local artists to do that, and I would love for more media outlets that with a voice in the platform give that opportunity to local artists. And this is the local artist that's making moves. Like I ain't just talking about Joe Smo, but like people that's out here moving and shaking. I feel like we need to start doing that. You know what I mean? Like when they go back into like how they just talk about like how New York people they go straight to flex or clue. You know what I'm saying? When they want to draw some shit. You know what I mean? Like I would love to bring.
But also, when you look at it like that, you gotta think Flex has a bigger platform than a lot of radio radio DJs in other markets. So if you from like Alabama and you go to DJ so and so, DJ Alabama, like your people gonna hear it, but it's not gonna get blasted all over the internet like Kanye just did with Ferris.
I think it also depends on how it's presented. When you look at the way like DJ, if it's a DJ Clue or even Sway or a DJ Funk Flex, like they go there and they really make it like a thing, like it's an event to go there and like present it in a way. So I think that plays a factor in it as well. Like, are they going to come here? They barely come here, so are they going to come here and really do it right? And I feel like that I don't know, that might affect it as well.
But I mean, it's easier when you in New York because New York is a bigger market. Like I
Right.
agree with Cody. I feel like Chicago artists should be like, hey, instead of me putting all these marketing dollars into, well, I mean, you can still sub marketing dollars into like paying blogs and stuff, but like making an experience. Go on fair show and be like, yo, like let's drop this. I'll do a freestyle for you or whatever you need me to do. Like I think if you making a if stations or big media platforms were to make it an experience like Flex does, it would make more sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, because I remember when Rod did that Chance and Jeremiah Are You Merry Christmas Little Mama release on the radio, like that
That
wasn't
was a big thing. It was everywhere.
it was an experience. Like it felt good. It was a moment.
Even, I mean, not to mention R. Kelly, but look at Trapped in the Closet, the way they rolled out Trapped in the Closet. You had to listen to GCI in the morning to get the next song, to hear the
Hmm.
next song, what was going to happen next. So, I don't know.
We gotta get back to that, but it's up to the DJs and radio personalities to actually make that an experience too. Because just putting it on the radio ain't gonna do it no more. Like we need the visuals. It has to look like something.
Yeah. And on the Chicago piece, I just really don't. I think Chicago people just don't we got to start loving being from Chicago when we not in the Chicago. Like when we in the city to each other, we don't this shit. We talk down on this shit. We don't love this shit like that. But when we outside the city, we just try to make it seem like Chicago the best place in the world.
I think we love
I know
Chicago.
I
I
do
just
that.
think that we just not doing what it takes to really like push like other markets are doing. Like markets we have in other markets like New York and LA. If we right behind them, we should be right top tier on they ass when it comes to digital. Like there's no way that like Ferris don't have like a segment like Flex do. Like Ferris should be able to put out freestyle and then go to all the blogs like this.
I mean, that's just come from strategic thinking, though. That's like more so programming and just
The
having.
marketing thing.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't think it's hard. It's not hard to do that because I think what's her name? Blasian doll. That's her name, Blasian. She had put on. She put on like the Chicago Wave, where I think Chicago Wave posted it. And it was, and she commented and was like, "Yeah, why we don't have something like from FlexGap?" But also, we have people like Illinois that have that quality freestyle experience. You feel me? If I was to think about who has something like that, I think Illinois probably got the most quality freestyles from some of the most lyrical rappers in Chicago, but they
Yeah,
just not a bigger platform.
they
So all
ill,
the
they
blogs not
ill styles
gonna
go crazy.
yeah, so all the blogs not gonna pick it up because they not the big platform in the city.
Yeah, and also, the blog's not gonna pick it up because you know
You
you got.
also gotta put some marketing dollars
Yeah,
behind.
yeah, I'm trying to
You
say.
gotta put some money behind. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
trying to say
market
it the
yourself.
nice way. Like it's like that's how like leads me to the conversation that I had with Bugs, and because he posted that like
Ooh, my head hurt.
when Bugs Grammy Award winning producer, uh, he posted that like I just got nominated for 4 Grammys this year, and not one Chicago blog posted it. It goes back to
How was we supposed to know that?
go
Go back
ahead,
to your
go in,
team.
go in, Bree.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll just let you do it. You go ahead, do your thing.
How was we supposed to? I didn't know. I didn't know until I saw somebody retweet, like repost. I guess when somebody like reposted his post in the story. I heard of Books. I never exactly knew what he did. Like, I mean, I don't know everybody in Chicago, so my apologies if I should know you and don't know you. But if you don't want, it's different ways to go about this. If you don't have a manager or a PR to send out, like, hey, Books from Chicago just got nominated for Grammys. Let's talk about it. Let's do an interview. Let's do a post. Like, for instance, Swank, Brianna Gatlin, every time one of her clients are doing something, we get it in all our emails, probably separately, alongside collectively. So it's like if you don't have somebody on your team that's putting out your accolades or putting out your good news, how are we supposed to know? On top of if you know that like the what's the words or like the Illinois or the Facial Drives or the Chicago Waves or whatever, if you know us and you follow us, it's as easy. Well, I know for what's the word, it's as easy as just sending it like, hey, I got nominated for a Grammy today. You can send that to our DM. We will make a post and give you all the flowers that you deserve, baby, because we love posting Chicago accolades. We love posting Chicago music. We love posting great things that happen with black people in hip hop in Chicago because we don't get a lot of it like other markets do. So it's as easy as just sliding in our DMs. Like, but my issue is when you go talking about, damn, ain't nobody, like you complaining, you crying about it. We didn't know. How are we supposed to know? And I feel like that's a little disheartening to a media personality like myself or a journalist like Jay Marie, because it's like it's as easy as just sending it out to us. Just like you want us to research you, you can do your research on the media people and the bloggers and the journalists in the city right now. Just
I
so when
agree with
things like
you.
this come, just like when things like this come about, you could easily be like, "Hey, Bree," it's people that text me all the time. "Hey, Bree, I just dropped this single. Hey, Bree, Future just shouted me out. Hey, Bree, this person just gave me a cosign," and I'll shoot it over to What's the Word or shoot it over to Chicago Way just off the love, so that we can make sure that your accolades is getting circulated. But when you get the crying about it, that just kind of made me feel away because it's like, bro, as adults, there's certain ways. There's always a different way to go about it. And this ain't no disrespect to nobody because I know people gonna be like, y'all don't respect the old heads and the gatekeepers that are in the city. But it's like, nah, G, like this is how things go.
But even with that, with the whole, we're talking about the old heads and the gatekeepers. It's like y'all are, if y'all are the gatekeepers and the old heads of things, you should already know how this stuff goes because you've been in the business for so long.
So don't be crying on the internet talking about ain't
Yeah.
nobody give me a shout out. When I think Ferris actually shouted him out. Cody pisses me off every time. That irritates me so bad. It really bothers me because this is my job, bro. Like, if I was to quit this right now, I can't go be no lawyer. I can't go be no accountant. I don't know how to do that shit. I've been doing this shit for at least 7-8 years professionally now. So it's like, just like you want me to learn your ropes, you can learn our ropes too. That's how we work together. Crying on the internet ain't gonna get you nothing but a bunch of enemies.
That's true. I just think it's just all about how you know.
Congratulations to that man.
Communication is key, though. We don't know what you need, right? We're not gonna always know what somebody needs.
So I want to chime in and say I like y'all viewpoint on this. So let me throw this wrench in there. I want to see how y'all feel about this. His wrench was, well, if you guys are in media and hip hop journalism, y'all should be out going to go look for these stories.
This is my issue, and I say this at least twice a year. Artists, public figures, influencers, people that twerk and shake their ass on the internet, y'all really think we don't have real jobs. Y'all think we sit in front of a computer or on our phones every time. No, my notifications are not pushed on your page, Mr. Bugs. I don't know you. Like, I'm sorry. I wasn't
Also,
and like my notifications aren't pressed on nobody's but CNN.
Also,
so y'all
remember
think we sit in front of a computer and wait for y'all to post and wait for y'all to go live and wait for y'all to post a story or tell us y'all business just so we can repost it. No. A lot of times the news come directly to us.
I feel like this too, to Bree, your point earlier when you were talking about when you hire a team to do these things. You're paying this team to do their job to put your stuff out there. Like she said, a lot of us have jobs. We have other things that we're doing. Yes, a part of our job is to look for stories, but at the same time, if you don't have a team putting the story out there, how are we supposed to look for it?
Our job is to research the stories that are already there. When things happen and once we get privy to the things that are happening, that's when we go do our research. That's when we go posting. That's when we go doing actual write-ups. That's when we go asking for interviews. That's when we say, oh, you just told me you having a listening party. All right, I'm going to show up. We're going to do some coverage. Because we were privy to the information. If we're not privy to the information, unless God tell me, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't know. And it's really easy. All you got to do, make this a clip. Timestamp this, baby. All you have to do, shoot it to What's the Word DM. Shoot it to J. Marie DM. Shoot it to Bree Specific DM. You probably don't want to shoot it to Cody because he going to ignore you. But 9 times out of 10, if it's good and we see it, it's going to get posted. We here to give Chicago Day flowers. That's why What's the Word was created. We probably one of the only platforms that don't post 90% mess. We give y'all more flowers than anything. All you got to do is just send it to us. If we don't see it, but you sitting at home being mad at yourself because nobody saw your accolades and you didn't send it to nobody but your close circle of friends, how you expect us to know?
That happens all the time. And sometimes I know personally, I follow a lot of people that's doing some shit. But it's like the time I have to go into asking them and waiting on them to respond, like, yo, what's this? Like, what's the details to all this? Like, I see you doing something. I see people congratulating. It look dope. But it's like, yo, I don't know what's going on. So now I gotta hit you up, get details on what it is, get all the access I need to put this story out properly. And by the time we start having that dialogue, it's some other shit that came on my desk, and I'm not even thinking about you no more. But if you
say that, but
no, but not just being real.
But a lot of times that's how it happened because we have to go. A lot of times we have to go with what's more trendy in the news. A lot of times we have to go with like what's happening in the now.
Or what's already just ready for us to go. Like if you ain't got it already ready to go, like you can't expect for me to inconvenience everything else that's coming down the pipeline because you ain't got this ready to go.
Exactly.
So now we working on time. So when I get time, I might come back to it in 2-3 days. And now you look like y'all don't fuck with me. But when you could have just had your team could have just sent out like, yo, this is the premise. Y'all add something, he go to headshots to use, he go to links. Like your team can send us everything. You know what I mean? They give us time to review it. They give us time to put it out. They give us time to curate it how we want to curate, and we don't have to ask you that many questions on like, what's this or what this mean or what did you do or what was it at? Like we ain't got to do all that because y'all.
Man, look, y'all want to get y'all accolades and y'all information out there. Hire Brianna from Swank. Hire Teresa from Ashford Media. Point blank. Period.
That's another thing too. People don't want to. Chicago, and if this is said correctly, I want to make sure we clip this. But Chicago are fucking cheap, and we don't want to feed our own ecosystem.
Because y'all get mad at us about not posting y'all, but y'all don't want to pay a Brianna, but y'all don't want to pay a Teresa to get
y'all don't want to pay. Y'all don't want to pay us.
That need it.
Y'all don't want to pay us, and it's like, yo, okay, if you don't want to pay the blog to post your shit, cool. That's not even our preliminary ways of getting funds. But that's the part of the ecosystem. That's what blogs do in this modern era. Like pay for promotion. Something is being promoted. But let's say, cool, you don't want to play the blogs. All right, cool, I get that. You have to pay somebody. You got to feed the ecosystem because that's how we all get jobs. That's how you create jobs. Like Chicago, people don't want to create money. We don't want to do business. We want to just hustle and just gimme. But if you giving money to Brianna can hire an assistant. So now that young PR person that want to get in the game can do PR and get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody is feeding the ecosystem. But now in the same breath, the relationship we got, she pushing your shit. If you don't want to pay their fee, okay, well then I'll pay y'all to promote my shit. Okay, the blogs are gonna promote your shit, but now our videographers and our staff writers and shit like that, now we're able to pay them. So now we can pay them. They don't gotta do extra shit. So they can focus on more of what y'all doing. So we can catch some shit that you doing for free. Oh, that shit dope. Let's get this up. I want to do a story on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But they don't know how to support the ecosystem. They just want to just take and gimme. Not understand when you push it in motion, you feeding your system that's gonna help you in the long run.
Hey, what's up? What's the word?